This is a watercolor tutorial by Ekaterina Smirnova. Today we are painting Stormy Sky. For this artwork, I'm choosing a square format. Here I marked the horizon line. My brush is a soft bristle brush, and first we'll start with watering the top part of the sky with plain water. The paper must be really well moist. That's why I'm applying water twice. I do not paint with water on the lower part under the horizon line. It will take some time for water to be fully absorbed by paper. Meanwhile, we'll premix our first color. I'm taking Paynes gray, just squeezing out of the tube on my butcher tray, and using a moist brush, we'll start mixing a nice mixture, somewhat light color. With this color of Paynes gray, I'm going to apply on the moist paper. Once the whole area is filled, I'm going to collect in a more intense color of Paynes gray. I believe that for this painting I need to mix two colors, Paynes gray and Ivory black. Ivory black is a little warmer than Paynes gray, which is almost blue. By mixing both of the colors, I can intensify and neutralize the color. Now I'm starting to form the shapes of my dark clouds. This will take some time. That's why you need to stretch out time by applying water on your paper prior. Some people prefer to also use glycerin and add just a tiny bit into the paint. This way you will have more time and the paint is not going to dry very quick. I believe it is very important to control the amount of moisture and paint on your brush. This will allow you to create a successful artwork. For example, now that I'm applying a very dark color, I need to make sure that there is not too much water on my brush. By adding more paint and therefore more pigment on your brush, you can achieve an intense color. If you dilute your paint with water, you of course will get a much more transparent color. So once the main shape of the cloud is shaped, I am taking a kitchen paper towel that is actually somewhat moist at this point, and I am removing the extra paint, making a highlight on the clouds in some areas. I will go back and forth by adding more paint and removing extra. This artwork style could be called alla prima, an Italian expression for artworks that are painted in one sitting. As my paper remains moist throughout the process of creating this cloud, this symbolizes that the artwork could be done in one sitting. There is another reason why we are painting wet on wet, because you want to create very soft shapes. Since it's a cloud, you want the paint to be spreading out. If you were to paint on a dry paper with wet color, you would not be able to achieve these soft lines. So now that the whole cloud is shaped, I'm going to start painting on the lower part to paint the sea. For that, I will mix olive green color, and let's test it first. This is a very beautiful green color, but surely this is not going to be the color of the sea, because this is rather a color of grass. So I'll add some French ultramarine to create a somewhat turquoise color which will suit better for the sea. I would suggest you to wait when the top sky part would dry, so you do not have the level of the sea leaking into the sky section. Or be extremely careful and do not go above the horizon line. Once the first layer of the sea was applied, I decided to make it a little more blue by adding French ultramarine. For the next step, you need to dry your painting fully. As a final touch, I would like to intensify the horizon line. I'm using Paynes gray, making a line, cleaning my brush, and somewhat drying it and making the line softer. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of painting a dark, stormy sky, and you'll share your thoughts with me.